What's up, guys? Time now for our takeaways from the Spurs victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder, 121-112. The Spurs improved to 5-3. Most important, win after back-to-back losses. David, what were your initial thoughts on this game?
They needed this one. And they got it. And this was probably one of the most complete games out of the 8 that they played, if not the most complete game that they've played so far. I think they had 32 assists, and that tells you, right, that's the stat you probably only need to know, except for some of the individual stats. When they get 32 assists, 30 plus, it's a pretty good game for the Spurs.
Yeah, that usually equates to a victory, and a big part of the victory, LaMarcus Aldridge, as we get into our takeaways here. That's going to be the first one. LaMarcus, 39 points, and like you said, he needed this one. The Spurs needed him to have a big game here.
39 points. At one point, he hit 11 straight. He only missed 4 shots. He was 19 of 23. Now, he's had 27 earlier this season, but this was really what this team was waiting for and really what he was waiting for, a breakout game for LaMarcus.
I put the work in, so it's just, just waiting for my shot to come back. The first one felt good. After that, I just tried to stay with it. And, Pop kept calling plays for me, and my teammates were finding me, and I was just shooting it.
So once again, a huge night from LaMarcus Aldridge. And when he has a night like he did tonight, when he doesn't even have one close to the basket, not really only one basket was within, arm's length of the hoop. The rest of them are turnaround jumpers. That's not easy to do. And 39 points, not one three-pointer made. I think he took one and he missed it. That's a pretty incredible and pretty impressive performance when all those come from just jump shots from, say, 12 to 18 feet. Not a bad night.
Yeah, we even saw a little bit of a spring in his legs. He was trying to do these putback dunks and kind of being a little bit more active. So big game from LaMarcus. As we move on now to our second takeaway from the Spurs victory, Dejounte Murray. And, this is a young man who continues to impress. Had a bad game against the Hawks. Yeah. But you mentioned it earlier, the assist. Dejounte gets 10, a career high. What were your thoughts on Dejounte's effort?
Incredible night. He's creeped up to about 26 minutes. He was at about 23, then he got to 24. Now he's up to 26 minutes, so you get the feeling that he's going to start getting more and more minutes. And when he gets to 30 and 35, look out. We were looking at a possible triple-double because he had the 17 points, the 10 assists, and 8 rebounds. So after the game, he talked about his performance tonight, and some of his teammates were pretty impressed.
I don't play for the stats like that, for real. I'm just out competing. I know I'm a capable player of getting triple doubles down the line, but I'm not hunting those things. I just want to do what I can do for my team and try to come out with wins.
I think he does a great job, honestly, getting us all involved. I enjoy being on the court with him, pushing in transition, finding us in transition. That's something he's really good at.
So big games from LaMarcus, big games from Dejounte. We didn't even talk about DeMar DeRozan. He had 9 assists, and he had 16 points. So big game. Overall, an impressive victory. Held the turnovers down to 13, and as we mentioned, got those 32 assists. That's a nice game for the Spurs tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to take us to our last takeaway, our third one, the complete effort from the Spurs. Really saw, as you mentioned, DeMar stepped up. Trey Lyles stepped up as well. This is a guy that we're starting to see become a lot more comfortable with the Spurs, and especially in the rotation. So, heading into this game, Oklahoma City was the second-ranked defense in the league. The Spurs put up 121, so I would say that's a pretty solid game overall.
Pretty solid performance.
We talked about it before the game that every game we've been in has been a close game within 5-6 points. We finally kind of pulled that lead away towards the end of the fourth, so that's something we've been waiting for.
All right, so the Spurs improved to 5-3, and they get the Boston Celtics here on Saturday at the AT&T Center. An earlier start than usual.
What is that? That's weird. How you get? There's lots of football on, and then there's the Spurs and the Celtics in the middle of it all. Yeah. Like LSU and Alabama are like at 2:30. Yeah. How are you going to figure all that out?
Yeah,
good luck.
It's a little bit strange. The Boston Celtics, one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, so another nice matchup here, and it is the second of a 3-game homestand. And then Monday night.
That's as I was going to say. We got to get this Boston game out of the way so everybody can start thinking about Tony Parker you don't want to get lulled to sleep on the Tony Parker jersey retirement night, but get this Boston game out of the way and we start thinking about Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to wrap things up here. Spurs win 121-112 over Oklahoma City. David,
go Spurs, go.